Wolfpack, I potentially need to overstate or restate something that I didn't exactly state correctly yesterday. We have not only dropped down from the bear flag, but we've also dropped down for the bear flag preceding one of the historically worst months in Bitcoin's price history, and especially this time, because look what we've got this time. Well, we've got CPI on the 13th, we've got FMOC on the 22nd, we've got the Ethereum merge on the 19th, and we've got the bear flag meeting that downtrending trend line on the 18th, which isn't actually relevant anymore, right? Because we're out of the bear flag now, so I can remove that. But the point is, we have three major events happening in the middle of September, which, as I said, historically, in terms of gains on Bitcoin, gains or losses on Bitcoin, is historically by far the worst month in Bitcoin's price history. And just before entering that month, we've dropped down from a bear flag formation. So it's looking incredibly bad. It's looking incredibly dull and negative at this point in time. And on top of all of this, what we have in just under a week, I'm pretty sure. Now, it's hard to get an exact source on this, right? So I'll say that before I say this. But what we have is Mt. Gox, the exchange from like 2013 or something, that got hacked, are going to be releasing around 140,000 Bitcoin back onto the market as a refund type thing to investors back in 2013, 2014 who lost their money. And so there's going to be an inflow of supply onto the market, and those people will be up around 50x since they invested in 2014, 2013, lost all their money for your exchange. Now they're getting refunded the same amount of Bitcoin. They're going to be up 50x, right, when they get it back. So a lot of them could decide to sell, and that could lead to a chain reaction sell-off event. Now, it is worth noting that is only less than 1% of the supply. 140,000 Bitcoin is less than 1% of the Bitcoin supply. So realistically, it shouldn't actually do too much. But the problem is, you know, it's not necessarily about the amount being released. It's about the fact that even a small amount of Bitcoin being sold off very, very quickly could lead to a chain reaction of people selling off. And then you get not only people selling off who got their money back from Mt. Gox, but you get people, regular market participants, selling off as well. And then you get people selling the news or whatever. You know, it has the chance to lead to something. I'm not necessarily putting too much weight on it, but it is possible. So keep an eye on that as well. But ultimately, yeah, big month coming up. And what we have as well, which is very interesting, and very important equally, is 22 hours into the weekly candle close, right? The next daily candle will be the weekly candle close. Why is this interesting? Why is this important? Well, it's important for one simple reason, right? If we look at the pink line I have on the screen here, that is the 11-year macro uptrending line that has held the support and resistance for 11 years in a row on Bitcoin. In fact, it marked the 17K local bottom on Bitcoin in June, and now we're coming back down and testing that again. If we lose this line on the weekly candle close, which we're right on top of right now, by the way. So if we close the weekly candle below, say, well, let's see. Close the weekly candle below, say, what was our lowest wick here? Say we close it below 19,800. Or, you know, confidently, let's say 19,700, something around there. It's hard to be precise about this kind of line, but let's just say close below 19,700, something around there. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But say we do that, so we close below it, convincingly close below it. That will be the first time in the entire 11-year price history of Bitcoin with this line active that we have lost that line for support. That will be a major bearish thing. And so this is a very important weekly candle. I would say that this is one of the most important weekly candle closes in 11 years, right? Or in the 11-year period, because every time we test this, it's extremely important. And that's going to be something to do with the title of this video as well. So if we lose that, that's not good. Where would we be going if we lose that? We talked about this before. We've actually talked about this since November 2021. This has been my prediction since November 2021. I think Bitcoin will bottom out in Q4. I've been saying that since 60K. Q4 bottom on Bitcoin. And I think that bottom will be at either a double bottom at 17.5K, right? Which is what is typical of bear markets. You see one test of a low and you swoop back down a double bottom. That's possible. I also think it is possible that we go downwards towards 11.5K to 13.8K. I'm not sure which one's more probable yet. I think we need to see what happens. I will be buying at 17.5K some of my Bitcoin allocation regardless. Even if we go further down, I'm happy to buy there. That's a good price zone in my opinion. So yeah. That's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. 22 hours until the weekly candle close. Unfortunately, there's not really too much analysis we can actually do because weekends aren't the best for technical analysis. Now, the volume is decreasing, but it's a weekend, so it doesn't really matter. One thing I can look at is the 30-minute chart, and I'll draw out where the weekly candle closes on this chart. The weekly candle will be closing at around here, this pink line. So, provided we are below, right, I'm going to label it for you. This red line I'm drawing right now, right, by this pink line. If we're below that red line, by that pink line, that's the retest of the uptrending support line. That is bad for Bitcoin. That means we've broken below the macro uptrending support line. So we need to close this weekly candle. We need to reach this pink line while we're above this red line. If we're below this red line by the time we reach that pink line convincingly, right, not by a little bit, that is extremely, extremely negative. That means we've lost an 11-year support zone on Bitcoin. It's acted as support for 9 years, but it's been around for 11 years. That would be terrible. Now, the good news is, for Bitcoin, we do have a bullish divergence, and we are in a descending broadening wedge formation, which is a bullish formation. There are multiple things in the short term that would indicate that we are a little bit oversold here, and we do need to see a little bit of a rally. And so there is potential for Bitcoin. Look, but the thing is as well, 12 hours is a long time. Short term, this we could rally up, and we could see something like this, and we can come all the way back down. 12 hours is a short period of time. So it's kind of a bit hard to say at this point. But what I would say is that when we see it happen, we will know exactly how to react, right? Because I think, honestly, the minute you see that weekly candle close below the pink line, that would be, look, below the red line here at 19.7K. Convincingly, look, here's the thing, it needs to be convincing, because it's such a long-term macro support line that closing below it by 100 USD really isn't cutting it. We need a convincing close below it. If we do get that, that would be an interesting time to start looking at short positions. And then also, again, the buy zone is at 17.5K. So you'd be taking a short-term short position from like 19K to 17.5K-ish, and then you'd be selling out of that one. But I would say if we lose that macro uptrending line, we close weekly below it convincingly, there's basically nothing between us and 17.5K. There's very brief support at 17.6K, which stems from the 2017 all-time high. But like, it's really not going to hold up. If we've just lost an 11-year trend line, that line just below us, 200 USD below the trend line, is really not going to do much. So I think that below this macro uptrend line, lose that by the weekly, we're going straight to 17.5K. And lose 17.5K, which again is possible. We'll go straight to this green box here. And both of those regions are prime buying areas. Now, I do want to look at something quickly. This is my buying plan for Bitcoin. Okay, my buying plan I posted on Twitter yesterday. It's quite simple. So scenario one. This is the scenario in which we go downwards, okay? I'd buy 50% at 17.5K, and I'd buy the other 50% at 11.5K to 13.8K, or at the trend reversal, whichever comes first. We will be having some more confirmation on what the trend reversal will be later, right? If we lose that macro uptrending line, the trend reversal doesn't become an easy thing to identify anymore. So long as we are above this macro line, the trend reversal is 28.6K. But if we lose it, it changes a little bit, and I'll need to do some analysis on that. Haven't quite discovered it yet. And then the second scenario is if the bottom's in, and if we do go up from here, I buy 100% at the trend reversal, which would be 28.6K. That's my buying plan as well. So, yeah. If you're interested in becoming a VIP member with the Wolves of Crypto YouTube channel, you can go to my YouTube homepage and you can click on the join button. This will open up a tab that shows you all of the perks you get for becoming a VIP. I'll quickly go through them now. There's 4 trading setups per week in spot and short positions, which is the main thing that people join for. Additionally, you've got prioritized reply to comments, meaning I will prioritize replying to your comments over people who are the free subscribers, the free channel members, because obviously as the channel grows, there's going to be more and more comments. I'm not going to be able to get back to all of them. And so the VIP members, I will prioritize getting back to first. We've got a 2-hour lecture on market psychology, which many people have said to me is the most valuable video I have made. And then we've also got exclusive Telegram group access, where you gain access to a Telegram group in which VIP members share charts and discuss trading strategies and ideas and the signals that I post into the VIP group as well. All of that is just 40 AUD a month, which works out to be around 28 USD a month. If you're looking for an exchange to use for cryptocurrency trading and you're sick of your current exchange, or you're just looking for a better exchange, I'd highly recommend you sign up to the BitGet Exchange. There's many reasons for that. The first reason being it's non-KYC, which means it lines up with the fundamental values of cryptocurrency, decentralization on your end, which is perfect. It's also got 5 times lower fees than Binance, which is insanely cheap, which means you'll be saving a massive amount of money by trading on this exchange, which of course is one of your main intentions. On top of that, so it's it's 5 times less fees than Binance, it's decentralized, and on top of that, not your keys, not your crypto, that's not really a massive problem with this exchange, because they've got a protection fund, which they've dedicated 6,000 Bitcoin and over $100 million US into that protection fund in order to secure the funds of the users. Meaning, if something happens on the exchange, and you lose your funds, it's not guaranteed, but there's a very good chance that you'll be able to recover those funds through use of the exchange's protection fund. And the last thing as well is if you sign up using my referral link, which by the way would support the channel, would highly recommend you do that, which you can find in the description below. If you sign up using my referral link, you can gain access to a reward center as well and gain access to over 4,000 USD in rewards by completing various tasks. So lastly, I'll just say it again, please sign up using my referral link. It takes 5 minutes and it helps out the channel a lot. Thanks guys. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to the Crypto Academy. This is a course developed by myself and Megawell Crypto. We're teaching people how to trade. Become a trader, a 10-unit course is like the title, a 10-unit course that teaches people how to become traders. We teach people how to analyze charts. We teach people how to take profitable trades, how to master TA, whatever it may be. You can go on the website and you can read a bit about this, but ultimately I'll give you a quick rundown, 10 units, starting from fundamental cryptocurrency concepts, going through to technical analysis, going through to market patterns, indicators, candlestick formations, profitable mindsets and psychology, and then finally how to find trades. We've got about 450 slides, 80 videos, 8 worksheets, and a trading diary, which means we're targeting all of the core psychological groups of how to learn things, right? We've got visual learners, we've got verbal learners, we've got people who learn using practical skills like practice. You know, we've got many different things there. We're targeting all those groups. We've also done an extensive market analysis on what TA courses are currently available. And we can tell you right now, for the price you're paying for this course, and in general, this is the most extensive course you will find that finds all of the information relevant to teach you how to trade, gives you lifetime access after a one-time payment. So if you're interested in finding out more about the course, go ahead and email cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com and we'll get back to you with all the relevant information. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.